Insane in the membrane.
Here we go. Hello. Welcome to the show, Alexander Wolfe. Finally.
Hello, Rich. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, man. Do you know what? It's been a funny old day. I had to go.
Hasn't it?
Well, I had to go. I forgot, and it's lucky actually that things changed because I had to go and see a venue with my missus. It's her 40th this year.
Oh, wow.
So she was like, and she came up the stairs as I was still editing and stuff, and she just went, "Are you ready to go?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Uh-oh. Yeah.
And I had to go back through the Rolodex of shit in your head, going, "What did I say we were going to do?" Oh, wow, yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had a very scattered day. Been running around all over the place, trying to sort stuff out. Got an album launch Saturday.
Nice.
And it's a lot of organisation because I like to make my life difficult. So I'm doing it in a church with a string quartet.
Oh, wow.
It's gonna be a beautiful gig, but it's not like turning up and just doing a show at a gig venue where it's like when you hit a gig venue, they got the lights, they got the sound, they got the bar, they got all that stuff. I've got to try to sort that out myself. But yeah, I mean, I've been going to just the stuff just the sort of stuff that you don't really need to talk about on the podcast, but going to
man.
Yeah. Going to cash and carries and getting loads of booze to sell.
Yeah.
Turns out though, churches have booze licenses
Do
because
they?
of the blood of Christ and all that.
Ah, that's handy.
So you can just sort out booze from there. I think about putting blood of Christ on the board for the red, maybe piss of Christ for the white.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I mean, this is the thing, isn't it? I think they found it. It's a great loophole to get hammered at church.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what he wanted. They were actually drinking his blood, and
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Even when you
a few biscuits and then a few little biscuits so you don't get a hangover.
Biscuits.
yeah, biscuits. Yeah.
This is the thing with, I imagine, do you have to do a lot of this stuff yourself? A lot of self promotion.
Well, I didn't do this for ages. I didn't do any of this stuff for ages, but I picked it up for this album, picked it back up, and I don't have management or anything like that. So I'm a sort of one-man band. I quite like having too much to do. You know, I quite like spinning plates. I think that's one of the good parts of having this kind of brain. Yeah, is that you can, like the busier I am, the more I can actually get done. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. What you mean.
If I don't have anything to do and you give me one job, I'm not going to be able to do it. If I'm busy, you give it to me, I'll just get it done and then I'll move on to the next thing. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. I work really well under pressure. Everything gets left to the last minute.
Yeah.
If I'm doing something, I don't need it explained to me 1,000 times. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And I'll figure it out really quickly because it's got to be done. So it's that. If I sit and read the instructions for something over there, and that's on Tuesday, by Thursday when I'm supposed to have done it, I'm like, I can't remember what that was. But if they go, right, that's due today, you're like, right. So up come the instructions, up come all the stuff, up the blah, 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 like a beautiful mind, and it's all up on the wall.
It's funny. Yeah, I've got a definite bit of Russell Crowe about me in that way. Yeah. But yeah,
it's all part of it. It's all part of being a creative, man.
Yeah. Well, they reckon I was diagnosed with ADHD, and they reckon I was listening to this thing. I don't like to get too into it because I know everybody thinks I've got ADHD. But
there's a difference between thinks and has actually been diagnosed. That's the difference.
I think so too. Yeah. But there is this thing where, like back in the day, it would have been really helpful to have someone like me in your life, because if you go on a long hunt, I don't need to power down for I can go for a day, like 2 days, and I'll just be like they'll see something in the corner of my eye and I get distracted by it, and I'll focus on loads of things at once. And actually we're really useful back in the day, but now since everybody's turned to waking up with the sun, going down with the sun, like farmers doing the same thing every day, like office working, like tending to the fields. So I had this idea that someone described it as we're sort of hunters, and society has become totally reliant on farmers.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So there's no real place for us.
I
But
got you. Yeah.
but we're sort of like hunters. Yeah, I don't know. I just liked it. I think I just like being called a hunter.
I think it's that it's you know who you truly are when the shit hits the fan.
Yeah,
It's how you react, and when you're up against it with a deadline. Again, that's who you truly are when you go, right, this needs doing, or
For
in
sure.
a situation where you need someone to just step up and go, right, this is what we're going to do. This is how we do it. My missus always says that. She's always like, yeah, you're really good when the pressure's on. You always go, right, okay, right. You go and talk to that person. You talk to that person. Because you're really good at connecting the dots and bringing people together. Oh, I know someone that does that. Oh, I know someone that does that. I know someone with a van. Oh, they've got furniture. Right, let's do that.
I've been doing it. I've been doing it all day. Today. I've gone and got all the string scores. So all the scores for the music. These things. All that I've had these all printed out today for the string players. So I've been to I've got like 15 songs. I've all printed all the scores for that. And then on the way, I've been going to Tesco, going to Cash and Carry, getting all the booze for the gig, and then sorting out. I just really like getting my hands into it. I'm not that good at delegating. I'm just like, do it.
Just do it yourself.
Yeah.
How long ago were you diagnosed?
Maybe 3 years.
Okay. Yeah. So up until that point, was there a point? Because I know with my head, I haven't had a diagnosis. I don't even say what it is. I don't know. I don't want to join in with the bollocks. But and I don't mean to take that away from people like yourself.
No, mate.
You know what I mean?
I 100% know what you mean. Yeah.
People have
I tell you what happened for me. Getting it, the diagnosis was really because I kept having these big depression swoops where I'd have these massive burnouts, these big overwhelming burnouts. And that's been a bit of a story throughout my life, and not being able to focus at school and not being really able to do any academic stuff, focus for long enough to do that stuff. But being super creative and being able to make something out of nothing all the time, like whatever, I can, if you need a job half done, I'm your guy, I just keep, but there is something about that you grieve a little bit when you get diagnosis because you're you grieve for a little bit. There's like the teenage boy version of yourself that you just he didn't know, he thought he was a little shit, He thought he was different to everyone else in that everyone else was clever and he was stupid or something like that, but that's not true. It's not. And learning that about yourself later in life makes you grieve all the makes you sort of feel quite sad for that young person. Does that make sense?
It makes total sense. I was the same. Wasn't academic, but not stupid, but made to feel stupid because I wasn't interested in school and things like that. And it's only now you kind of go, there was probably something else going on. But no one, it wasn't talked about when I was at school. I grew up in the 70s.
The idea of neurodivergence wasn't a thing, was it?
No, not at all. I had this conversation last night at a gig, actually. There was a woman in the front row. She does a lot of stuff with mental health. And we were on stage, we were going, neurodiversity is more prevalent than when we realise it. This thing about being neurotypical, being the norm. It's actually broader than that, There's more people, and I think it's really cool that we're having these conversations now.
I do too, but I do have a little Southeast London 90s kid in me going, "Oh, shut up! Have you got it? you're fucking autistic as well, are you?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I do have that little. I do have that little cynical guy in me for sure, but. I think there is a balance to be hit with those things. And I'm trying to quieten that guy down. I've been trying to quieten that guy down for 20 years.
Oh, mate. It can't. It will happen. I'm the same as you. That kind of Southeast London, working class, that kind of, don't be stupid.
So where are you from then?
So I grew up in Bromley, around that way.
Oh, the Glades. I spent a lot of time in the Glades.
Yeah, mate. That's the thing. We all did, hanging around.
Levi's store. I think I snogged my first girl in the Glades, actually.
I think when
I was a kid.
I think we shoplifted from there a few times.
yeah, definitely.
Over that. But that's it. It's that. I don't know if it's a working class thing or... Because I think what annoys me is that being in the industry I'm in, and I mean this with respect, but I do know that comedians are always trying to find an angle. And as soon as they find, like, so ADHD became popular, and everybody wanted on. So you go to a show and everyone's talking about their diagnosis. It was ADHD, then it was autism, then it was something else. And you're like, and they all go, oh yeah, this has got to be talked about. That's why I'm doing it. No, you're working an angle. And that fucks me off.
I think you can tell.
Yeah.
I can tell when someone's working an angle and when someone's like just in it and living it, you know. It's difficult, isn't it? Because there's a lot of pressure to put on us, as in the music industry, for instance. Like, there's a lot of pressure put on us to find an angle.
Really?
Like, I mean, I think so. I mean, my album is an exploration of like maleness and mental health and my own shit. And I sometimes feel like a right prick, you know? I sometimes feel like a right influency kind of, I don't know, someone who's just kind of like trying to, all right, I'm straight and I'm white and I'm 40, right? So what can I do? Oh yeah, I'll go mental health because I haven't got the trans thing and I haven't got the whatever it is, you know? Like it can be done cynically. I mean, it just so happens that I was very ill and I wrote this album about being very ill. But I see a lot of people doing it with a little more, with a little edge of cynical stuff. A bit like this is gonna land. I'm out of angles.
This is the one. This is where I've seen it, and you could just see that they go, oh yeah, this is gonna propel me to stardom.
I don't know about the stand-up industry at all, but I know a few comics. I know Spencer Jones is a very good friend, and Izzy Sutty is a very good friend, and a few others. But there is the culture seems very competitive, right? It feels quite like
sometimes
it can be quite competitive. And that's true with music as well, I suppose.
There's a lot of similarities between musicians and comedians. It's a very similar thing. And what we're all finding now, creatives, artists and authors and everything, we're all having to sort of self-produce and we're all having to find an audience. And like you say about having a story, you know, people seem to get on board if you've got a tragic story or this kind
it's
of,
actually like funny you say that because I'm struggling with that at the moment because my album came out of a tragic story, right? So I had a really bad period and I tried to take my life. I ended up in a mental health hospital for a bit, and then I went back and wrote an album. Part of my recovery was to write an album about, and I've changed completely. I don't drink anymore. I don't do drugs anymore. I don't like fuck around anymore. But so there is this. I was really moved to write this story about myself at 17 to 25. That's the like time frame of the album. It's like looking at the reasons how I got to where I got, you know, and how young men get to where they get a lot. You know, the suicide rates for young men are fucking outrageous, right? So I did that, but I noticed in my music industry people's reactions to this album. When I explain what it's about, their little eyes light up. Yeah. And I'm like, what? You know, like there's this little like, I can sell that. Yeah. You know, it's crazy, man. I mean, and it's a really, really weird balance to hit. Like whether you're going to, I nearly didn't put this record out because it felt more important for it to be like it was like I created it to like get myself better. And I just thought maybe this one's just for me because it's really personal and there's a lot of truth about who I am in there, and it feels a bit weird sharing this collection of diary entries in that way. But in the end, I think the sharing of it is also part of what's good about it. Actually telling people is like getting underneath that shame of like being like, I almost didn't tell you then, for instance.
Yeah.
About that, like taking my life thing, because there's so much shame built into me around it. There's like a weakness or a sort of, like,
Yeah, totally understand it,
so
man.
as I went, I noticed in my sentence, as I went to say it to you, I hesitated, and then I was like, no, you got to do the thing.
I nearly said, go on, you'll be all right. It's like, I was really like, come on.
Yeah.
But it's funny. I think that maybe that's a man thing, because I know when we start being a bit more open with our feelings and a bit more vulnerable.
Yeah, vulnerability is difficult, right?
So difficult, especially, I don't know about you, when I grew up, 70s and 80s, I went to an all-boys school. It was all, rarely did you, I got a mate that I'm still mates with now, and me and him, he and I have spoken about all manner of stuff, and he and I are open, and we've known each other like 40 odd years. But there's no way on earth, if I'd have been at school, would I have ever been vulnerable and shown any kind of weakness, if you like, because I would have been punched to death. You just kind of, everyone was bullying everyone else, and it was all chaos. And
there's a lot of violence.
Yeah,
there's a lot of violence in South East London, man.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't physical violence, it was just a hum of violence in the air.
Yeah, there was just a feeling.
I mean, I went to school with like Stephen Lawrence's Killers, and like around that time, and my brothers were at school with Stephen Lawrence, so he was a friend of theirs. So I had that like really underscored a lot of my like childhood. So there was a lot of, and I went to school in Eltham as well, so it was like very much in that world. And there was just this masculine, violent energy in the area, right? And I think I don't know if there still is. I don't go back very often, but you still live there, right? You still live South East London.
No. I live down in the West Country now. I live near Bath.
Oh, is that right? I just saw on your Instagram that you went to the tea hut.
Oh, I was there. Yeah, I was there. I did Up the Creek on New Year's Eve, and the tea hut got smashed. It wasn't there for a bit, and then I was driving back, and I just saw the hut, and I'm like, I'm going to sit there and watch the fireworks, and it was brilliant.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's a great idea.
It was a moment. I had a moment, but you're especially talking about. This is the thing. Suicide has come up a few times on here, and I've talked about my own feelings where I nearly did it, and having counselling and talking my way out of it, and but still that embarrassment that I even got to that place. Because there's always a thing where they go, oh, if you're having suicidal thoughts, then that's the problem. And you go, no, most people have a thought where they just go, fuck this, I'm out. I don't want to do this. Yeah, so 100%. There's more, rather than it being like, quite rare, it's quite prevalent. People do think about suicide, especially now. It's a lot, man. So what was it that got to that point? Do you remember what it felt like? Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, happy to. Yeah.
Right.
I'm an open book.
Because I want to know, and this would be really helpful for people listening, if anyone's in a similar situation, rather than just going, no, don't do it. I want to talk about how it felt when you got to that point, when you were like, I'm done. What was that feeling?
Yeah, I mean, I was in a lot of pain. Like, and the thing is like, for me, there's a certain amount of pain that if you have to live with every day, the cumulative effect of it is enormous. And you only have to lose the battle once. You got to win the battle every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, I feel like with in my darkest moments, I feel like my record was like I won 251, but the one was the only thing that mattered, because the 250 days where I didn't do it, I wanted to do it, were like you like you see what I'm saying? There's like you get one option, like you get one chance to make that decision wrong.
Yeah.
And I was just in a world of pain. Yeah, I was and there was loads of stuff around my relationship to myself, my relationship. I had been through a divorce. My finances were a mess. I always had really good friends. That was one thing that I think really saved me, is I've got a really tight community of friends, and actually they were amazing, and my family are great. And I actually think that's really important. I think that like we don't really look at it. I think that the difference for me between losing the battle and winning the battle was having a community, having people around me who I could say this stuff to, be vulnerable with, explain that I didn't want to live anymore, and so, like, because if you got to swallow that and you can't say it and you can't say it and you can't say it, and so many men, I think, feel under a huge amount of pressure to not say it. You know, just saying it takes so much weight out of it. I didn't say it before I did it.
No, just never.
I mean, I'm much more open now than I used to be. I've been suffering with some kind of depression since I was like 18. So, and I'm medicated and I'm in therapy and I'm doing all the stuff. But I just went through a really dark bit where nothing mattered, and I just couldn't find any meaning or purpose in anything.
Yeah.
I just had this overwhelming feeling that nothing mattered. It's interesting actually, because I used to get a lot of comfort from the idea that nothing mattered. Like there's something about watching a space documentary being like, oh, we're just ants on a rock flying through space. Right?
Yeah,
it's really nice. It's a really nice feeling for me.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter. Like if I only sell 60 tickets at a gig, it doesn't matter. Like we're an ant on a rock. So it used to be quite a form of comfort, but it became nihilistic, I think.
Yeah.
It became like nothing matters, and in a bad way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you go, fuck it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it fucking doesn't matter. So I don't have to get out of bed.
Yeah.
And I can just take these diazepam the whole time, and I can just smoke a joint, and who gives a fuck? Nothing matters. So it's a balance that who gives like that thing that nothing matters thing is a very kind of fine balance. And I was walking on that. I think I was walking on that line for a while, being both comforted by that idea and depressed by that idea. But yeah, when it took over, I just fell into a real hole, and it was I was living in a little basement flat. I wasn't really taking care of myself. I was drinking a lot. I was doing drugs, and I was just super unhappy with my life. And I'd released but by that point I'd released like 4 albums, right? And I felt like my career was kind of done. Like I didn't really want to have anything to say. I didn't like have any. I was like, I wanted to keep writing bullshit forever. Like that was that feeling, you know? Like, do I just keep repeating this bullshit forever? Am I just going to keep making a record, going on tour? I don't like making the record. I don't want to go on tour. I don't want to do any of the things. It was just incredibly like cup half empty or completely empty. My cup was completely empty. And there's only so long that can go on until it's actually quite a practical choice to kill yourself. Yeah. Like if that goes on for a year, if that feeling of being deeply unhappy and in lots of pain goes on for a year, only a mug would not try to kill themselves. You know? Like it's a totally practical solution to a very real problem. What you forget is that it doesn't last forever. And the pain, like you feel like that's how you're going to feel forever. But I'm great now. Like I'm super happy. I mean, super happy sounds a bit much, but like every day is different. But like, I'm putting a record out, and I'm like I've got loads of people I love around me, and I've got a life that I like. I get up in the morning, and I'm like, what? You know, come on, let's do it. Let's get a coffee and get going. And I like my life, and I was just stuck in such a painful life that I really didn't want, and it didn't make me. I didn't feel like connected to it. And there was so much shame and stuff I wasn't really looking at, like shame about who I was as a man, like this kind of stuff around like financial instability and a lot of my ADHD. I hadn't been diagnosed then, so my ADHD was like rampant, and I didn't know that. I just thought I was an arsehole. I didn't think I was different.
I totally get it.
I
was the same. Yeah.
I just thought like I was just a worm or whatever, just better off without me kind of thing.
Mate, I was full on pissed, drunk. I was doing drugs. I was cheating on everybody. I was just fucking barreling around. My money would just burn a hole in my pocket. As soon as I got money, I'd spunk it. got into a right mess. So all the things you're saying, and I'm like, yeah, I hated myself. And it just got to a point where I went, it's just better if I'm not here because I fucking hate me.
Imagine and there's so much shame in that, like, so in that thought.
Yeah.
That thought of like the world's better off without me is perpetuating because you're saying it and you're making it true. You know? Yeah. It was a horrible time. Yeah, I've done so much stuff to get well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you found
and in that time, I didn't write a song or have any interest in music for like 18 months. I'd given up. I gave up music, and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but it's not this. And I started had a little job as a chef, and I was just miserable.
Yeah, I think there's a moment for me anyway where I actually just suddenly. It just clicked. I'm like, yeah, all right, maybe everything we're worrying about is a framework that's been put on top of the world by human beings this system that we find ourselves in. If you took that away, we are just kind of animals, as the rest of them.
Yeah.
On this, like you said, we're just ants on a rock. And we've put all these parameters on ourselves, and that's what's stressing us out, is that we don't fit in here. If you've got to be this kind of person to be good, that kind of person to be bad, that's acceptable. That's not. And you're going, and no, there's no room to be an individual. No. You have to be that kind of person, that kind of person, and we're all stressing out, and we're all just fucking freaking out. And then I suddenly went, we're alive, and we're here, and it's mad that we are.
It's crazy, man. I mean, I look at my dog. Yeah, it's nuts. I mean, I look at my dog and I'm like, imagine telling that dog to live under capitalism and pay its rent. Do you know what I mean? It's madness, you know?
Exactly, it's stupid.
Yeah, and here we are. We're dogs paying rent.
Yeah, there's the next song.
Yeah, sounds about right.
But isn't it? But that was what changed it for me. I suddenly went, it's a fucking miracle that we're here.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, I definitely feel that.
Yeah. And then gradually I'd spoken to my two eldest sons had listened to a podcast that I did, and I talked about it on there. And my eldest messaged me and he goes, Dad, I had no idea. I said, it's gone now. I said, but there were moments where I felt like I'd let the kids down. I felt like I should have been a better dad and all that shit.
I have a bit of a weird relationship with it because like talking about this stuff, like my nieces and nephews, and they're on Instagram, and I'm trying not to you have to be, an adult. You have to treat it with the respect it deserves, I think. And it's important that they hear that stuff because this is real life. We're not in the minority. We're in the. I think. I mean, maybe we're in the minority, but we're not. It's not a huge minority.
No, really. No.
It's like we. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people feel like this.
Yeah, mate, and like I say, and so my eldest said, he goes, "Yeah, I've had thoughts like that," and I was devastated. I'm like, mate, you don't want your kids to feel like that, but because I talked about it, he talked about it, my other one talked about it. And it all sort of made it right. And then other people have messaged me about it. And I know for a fact that when this goes out, there'll be messages again with people going, I'm so glad you talked about that. So what you're doing is such an important thing, because they always think that someone because creatives, you've got an album coming out and you're doing it in a church and you're doing it. And that sounds so successful.
Sounds lofty, yeah.
It's amazing. And then, so for someone on that level, still talking about what it took to get there, it's so important. It's so important.
Well, it does sound lofty. I know that. And it is fancy having a string quartet. But I was, a year and a half ago, I was in a mental health hospital. You know what I mean? And they were feeding me diazepam so I didn't kill myself. I mean, that's just the truth. So, there is definitely hope, and much quicker than you think. The turnaround is much quicker than you think.
Yeah.
It's not a decade.
Really?
Yeah. It's a movement. You just got to fucking move. Just keep moving and doing the stuff. I read a book called The Therapeutic Journey by Alain de Botton. And it basically gives you a set of, it gives you it's not like bullet points or anything, but it explains how to live. It just basically goes, if you're fucked, just do what this book says, and it'll take the edge off, you know. And it really does. Like the first page basically says in very flowery language, if you don't want to live anymore, this book is an instruction manual how to move past that period. If that's not where you are, this book probably isn't for you.
Wow.
And it's like a companion. It was a companion piece, and I've given like 5 or 6 people, friends, and actually some people I don't even know, but like who I've heard through the grapevine are struggling. I've given 5 copies out because it's a lifesaver for me.
Oh wow! And what's it called?
Yeah, it's called The Therapeutic Journey by Alexander Wolfe.
Right, lovely.
The central premise is that you have to take all the pressure off yourself to achieve anything. Let yourself heal. When you're doing something, i.e. the washing up or cooking a chicken Kiev, just cook the chicken Kiev and do the washing up. It's not it's not like high science. It's just like mindfulness. It's like focus on the thing you're doing, take your ego out of it. How many followers you got doesn't fucking matter. You haven't got to achieve anything today. Treat yourself like you're ill. You are ill.
Yeah.
You know, like if a dog gets hit by a car, it doesn't try and get up and carry on. It just lies there until it feels okay. It gets up and shakes itself down and goes. But it doesn't, like let yourself get hit by this wave and respect it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like don't try and pretend it's not happening. Just respect yourself as somebody who is suffering with an illness.
Yeah.
And it became much easier when I started doing that.
That's amazing. And I think it's part of that, like you said, the healing process. Part of it is to just go, yeah, you fucked up. Yeah, you've hurt people. I'm not saying this to you, but I'm talking about in my experience. It's just kind of go, I can't change what I've done. I've hurt people. They're either going to forgive you or they're not going to forgive you, but you can't do anything about that. You've done what you did. So now, to stop it happening anymore, draw a line, stop. You're not a shit person. You just did shit things. So now, focused on being better. And that's what I did. Started focusing on being better, working out what it was that was what was pushing me towards. So I was like, oh, let's get pissed. Oh, let's get a bag in. All right, now I'm texting people. Now I'm being a bit naughty, working out all those things and going, right, don't do that, and don't do that, and then that won't happen. Forgiving yourself. Forgive yourself.
Forgiving yourself's huge, man.
It's fucking hard though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hard. Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard, but it's essential. I think it's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Because once you start, because I don't know about your internal monologue and your internal voice that speaks to you in your head, but mine was an asshole to me, man. It was brutal. It was so unkind, and it's become kinder. I've forced it to become kinder. I've I say to myself sometimes, it's a bit Gwyneth Paltrow, but I say to myself if I'm really, I remember my thing is I'm trying to talk to myself like I'm a friend of myself. Yeah. So if I'm really giving myself a hard time, I'm I say don't talk to my friend like that. Stick up for myself as if I'm separate from myself. Yeah. Stick up for my friend, because it's much easier to stick up for my friend than it is to stick up for myself.
Yeah. Treating it like those voices are like a separate
exactly
thing almost. Yeah.
But man, I did all sorts. I went to see a shaman. I went to live in Vietnam for 4 months.
Oh, wow.
I went to live in a monastery to try and get well. I did all sorts of stuff to get well. And and I'm all right now. Mate, I really am.
When you were in the mental home, in the mental health place, I mean, you're on diazepam, so your thoughts are muddled anyway, or they're whatever's happening, and
sleeping pills to sleep. You're on Zopiclone to sleep, and you're on diazepam in the day to sedate.
And do you remember what your thoughts were then? Like when you're in that place, did you think that was it? Did you think what?
There's a lot of it's a lot of stuff actually. Yeah. There's layers of relief being in there. Something about that point when there's something about being looked after completely.
Yeah.
Someone just taking away all your agency. That's quite relieving in that moment. Because because I don't have to make choices. I just have to they give me what to eat, and and I'm just sitting in this chair basically the whole time, just like playing patience, or cards or whatever, dominoes, or like proper One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest stuff.
Yeah. But did you
and
ever
everyone
feel,
in there's and everyone in there, like some of the nicest people I've ever met were in there. Like these there's an old lady in there who I became friends with, and who was like, she had tried. Everyone in there had tried to die. That was that was the place.
Yeah,
that was where they put you. That was specifically a wing for that. And there were such beautiful people, and they're so they're all really damaged and all bonkers, and I really loved them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was
sorry, what was the question? I forgot what the question
was there? Were you sort of like, well, you just explained it really. You just said that it felt good that finally you felt like you were being protected.
Yeah, it was a relief.
Someone's got you.
Yeah, it was a relief, but it was also there's a lot of shame in it, because now you have to tell your mum and dad, and you have to tell your brothers, and you've got to tell all these people in your life that you don't want to be disappointed in you. So there's like there's an admitting that you lost the fight. There's a sense that, but actually, overwhelmingly, those people are there for you, and they love you, and them all turning up, and them being zero judgment. Because my expectation was like them turning up and going, "Oh, you dickhead, what have you done?" But they were very loving, and they were really there for me. And I mean, that was incredibly healing to be loved like that, but some of the people in there weren't being loved like that.
Really?
Some of the people weren't lucky enough to have people visit them and stuff. It was sad, man. Like, it's not everyone's as lucky as me. I have, I some of the people in there was their third time in there, and they were, and they didn't really have any family, and they were just sort of, and they, it was sad, man.
I think that's one of the things that we learned with the COVID days, is that we actually need each other. We need connection, and we need to be needed places. Sure. And when we had all that taken away, I think a lot of us struggled with that just needs for the connection. And I think,
I did.
So to be in a place where that's it, you don't know anyone, or you don't have any friends, you don't have any family, you're on your own. Of course, you're gonna go off the rails.
That combined with depression, and is like, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, I defy anyone to not have thoughts like that.
God, yeah. I when I've been on my own briefly, I go traveling for work quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I find, and I'm going to some beautiful places, and I'm meeting beautiful people, but I'm on my own a lot, and I start struggling with being on my own. And I'm like, I just can't enjoy what I'm doing because I'm on my own. And that's just for a week.
Yeah, for sure. Mate, it wouldn't take me very long. If I started drinking again, started doing drugs again, and just started watching porn and and eating fucking pizzas, I'd be back there in a month.
Yeah.
I've got to be careful. I've got to be really careful to let myself... let myself be like, I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't like have sex with people I don't care about. Like, I just don't do all the lusty like stuff that I'm drawn to, like in that dark side of me is drawn to. Like we've all got this shadow, right? And I think that we've all got this dark part of us, which is very satisfying in the short term to feed. But in the long term, for me at least, some people, I know, mate, I've got mates who can do all that stuff and they can be fine with it. I know it makes me unhappy. Like, I fell off the wagon, like I say a wagon, but I fell out about a few months ago. I went out and I like had one night where I just like got, I don't know. Can I talk about all this stuff?
Of course you can.
I don't know what the. I don't know if it's too much or whatever.
No, you can be as candid as you want. Be as candid as you want.
Yeah, I went out and I got shit faced, and I did drugs, and I shagged a stranger, and I felt awful for about a week. I felt depressed. I felt hollow. I felt like, that's not true for everyone. I know friends who do that for joy, and it works for them.
Yeah.
That's their way of getting happy. For me, I can't do that. It took me a long time to realize that I just can't do it, because it undermines me and it makes me feel like shit.
Well, that's the thing. It's I know people like that, and they'll just barrel around doing whatever they're doing with a clear conscience. But I was getting to a point. I just like I can't keep doing it. I'm upsetting me. I'm upsetting other people. People that have told me they love me, and I've just fucked them over, and because of the selfishness of the things I was doing. You know, just that like you said, that dark side, letting that win, and the excitement of tapping into the dark side was what I was addicted to.
There is an excitement to it,
because it was wrong, and it was it's exciting, but then I'm like, yeah, but you're not a cunt, Rich, so stop being one. That was the thing. This is the difference. You can be. You don't. It doesn't mean you're a cunt. You've been cunty, but you're not necessarily a cunt. I've said that before, and so your actions are a bit cunty, but you're not one. Which is why we get to a point where we're just so sad and depressed because of what we're doing, because we have that empathy and we have that we give a fuck. We have a conscience. We're not cunts.
Yeah, of course. The most depressing thing is that you let the cunt win.
Yeah.
Right? That's the feeling. Like when you let the cunt win.
Yeah.
That is what is the lowest point, I think.
Yeah.
Because especially if you let it win without remorse and without like holding yourself accountable.
Yeah.
You're just like nothing but like, I mean, I see it in like, I don't know how he manages it, but like, not to get too political, but like you can see it in Trump, right? You can see this, he lets the cunt win.
Oh, absolutely.
But he's been letting the cunt win for so long that he's become like immune to the negatives of that. I don't think he goes to bed and goes, God, I did a bad thing today. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
he's just gone. He's so far
I don't know
gone.
where he is, but like he's able to ride that. He's like surfing self esteem. I don't know how he's doing it.
It's narcissism out of control. It's pure narcissism, megalomania. He's surrounded by people telling him, yeah, you're doing the right thing. He's lost. There's no coming back from what he's doing. He's going to make a mess. He's going to be destroyed. There's no way after all this he's going to turn around and be able to go, ooh.
No way.
No, like that.
I don't know what's going to happen in America, but all I know is that I've been researching how to join the Black Panthers, and it turns out they don't take me. But
funnily enough, I've been listening to Malcolm X's autobiography read by Lawrence Fishburne, and that
amazing.
Oh, dude, it's just the white devil.
Yesterday, I actually did research how to join the Black Panthers, and it just said like chubby white UK men may not apply. That's what it said.
We're both out then. Shit.
Yeah, we're both out.
Let's just start our own one, White Panthers.
It has a different ring to it, doesn't it?
But that's what we need. Another bunch of white dudes fucking club together. So now you're out the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And you got back into your music. So is this the first album since all that the troubles that went before?
Yeah.
This is about the troubles.
It's about it. Yeah. It's like about there's a song about a suicide attempt in there called "Please Don't Tell My Mother." There's a song about like the kid's first panic attack. It's all about it. It's like this. I sort of got to the point where I was like, how am I going to? I always love those records like Grand Don't Come For Free by The Streets those story albums that start on track 1 and they end on track 12. You've got that arc. Kendrick Lamar does it brilliantly. His records, I think he's probably the best artist working at the moment. But like, I always wanted to make a narrative album, and I thought, I haven't made anything for ages. I'm bored of the process. I'm sick of making indie folk records. I'm just going to make something weird and storytelling, and everything's in the third person. It's like he did this, he did that. Is that the third person? We don't know, do we?
I don't know. Yeah.
No. Yeah. Anyway, it's like he did this and his mum said that. It's his relationship with his mum and his dad, and his mum is like the archetypal feminine, and his dad is the archetypal masculine in that he gives him this whole man up thing, this whole like don't show vulnerability, like all that stuff. He instills that in him, and he crumbles under the weight of that. And his mum he's struggling with like whether to embrace the lessons of his mother or his father, and in that the feminine, the masculine.
Yeah,
because we're all both, you know.
gotcha.
It's not like, and it's also like, I'm also not saying masculinity is bad or femininity is good. It's different. They provide different things. I just think that we as men have hardened our shell too much.
Definitely.
And I just think there needs to be a softening, like, of not just a man, but like of men, like plural.
Yeah.
I just think that, and you see it weaponized by people like Andrew Tate and like Tommy Robinson. They see masculinity, go, I can manipulate that because I know boys are unhappy. I know boys feel lost, and boys do feel lost. There are reasons why young men are lost. It's not a coincidence that everyone's trying to kill themselves. Like that, the pressures of masculinity do weigh heavy on a young man, you know, and especially now they just don't know whether they're coming or going. Like they're on their computers all day. Women are getting this kind of like not about in a good way. They're being like totally like freed of all that bullshit that's been going on for hundreds of years, where they're kind of seen as mothers, seen as kind of, and they're much more in the kind of I don't know, I'm really uncomfortable talking about it actually, but like there's a like finding the right words to say without saying like
I know
like misogynist, because I'm not in any way. I just worry about young men because they've kind of been displaced, and if I was a 14-year-old now, I'd be like, where do I fit in? I went to see the Barbie movie and was like, I'm so glad I'm not a young man, because that is like the messaging in that movie is like men are trash, you know? And people say men are trash, you can say it. And I don't think it's okay. I don't think it's okay to let men fit young men. I can take it, man. But like, I don't want a 14-year-old boy feeling like he is bad by design. There's this idea that like women are born good and men are born bad and have to make themselves good. Right?
Yeah.
And actually we're quite good examples that that's true, but there is a problem with that premise. Men have caused a lot of harm for thousands of years, raping, pillaging, doing all the stuff. But if you colour all men as bad and to be made good by either the love of a woman or therapy or all of that stuff, and of course that stuff's important, but if the central thought is that men are born bad, then if you're perpetuating that idea, you're going to have a lot of angry men.
Oh God, yeah.
And angry men make a horrible world to live in.
Yes.
You know.
Yep, and that's where we find ourselves now with this shit, and they say guys a resurgence of angry men, and it's because you keep telling them that they're shit, and they're not shit. It isn't shit to be a man, but it is. There are enough men causing problems for it to be a problem, and so I see both sides.
Well, there is this kickback.
Like
there's a kickback, like because there was the Me Too thing, the Black Lives Matter thing, and it was very important for a while, and it's super important. Both of those things were super important movements, but excuse me, they're both obviously super important movements, but it did make men kick back, like young white men have kicked back, going, there's no place for me, no one gives a fuck about me, and that is obviously bollocks. And it's not true, but there is and those men are my sort of, I try not to I don't know how to put it, I try not to hate those guys. I try not to hate Andrew Tate, right? He's like he's a product
damaged,
of,
isn't he?
He's damaged. He's a product of his upbringing. He's a product of like he's drunk the Kool-Aid, man.
Yeah.
You know? He's bought into all those ideas of masculinity that you gave him. Like he's bought into all those ideas of like ego, success, achievement, like financial, like dominance, all that shit that makes us all unwell. He bought in hook, line, and sinker, and it's not. He's just the poster boy. Like you fed him that world.
Yeah.
You know. And he has just embraced it. That UFC world that he came from, or whatever it was, mixed martial arts. It's just cars and hookers and gambling, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's very shallow. And
You live in that world for like, you live in that world for long enough. You're Andrew Tate.
Yeah. That's true,
You know?
man. But this is why you and I are having this conversation, and I'm not saying that, we've already talked about the fact that we're not perfect. But the fact that we come from that...
Speak for yourself, mate. I would speak for yourself.
Oh, fucking legend. I think we have to... These conversations are important, and this is why we have these conversations, because there will be people listening that go, oh, yeah, I'm a bit like that. I'm a bit like that. And being able to talk about the Andrew Tate phenomena and that thing. Because, of course, things were shit for a long time. So, of course, there was going to be... We were now in the middle of a massive correction where... women have gone, I've had enough, no more. You're all fucking wankers. Yeah. So that's where we're in the middle now, and then it'll gradually swing back to the middle.
It's a pendulum swing,
yeah, and we'll get there. We just have to ride this bit out, and we keep having conversations so that people understand that they're not alone. What they're feeling is valid and right and true, and it's up to us to talk to us men to talk to each other men, call out bullshit behaviour when we see it. Big up each other when we need to, when we're struggling. Be there for each other for the good bits and the bad bits. And I think that's how we make a change. And
it's a really difficult. Yeah, I totally agree, man. I think that's a beautiful way of putting it. And it's quite difficult to talk about. I'm like conscious the whole time of when I'm talking about it, because you don't want to sound like a men's rights activist, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to come across like you're like, well, what about straight white guys? Because like we've had the floor for thousands of years, right? We've been for thousands of years. We've been in charge of everything, and look what we did to the place. But I just don't think the baby can be thrown out with the bathwater, because you've got to live with us. You can't.
We have to make this work.
There's like, we're half the planet, so we have to make this work. And I just don't think like a pushing aside of, because you see what happens. People kick back. Trump gets into power. Putin is in power. Like people are like strongman again. Right, people are just mad about the strongman. It's a fucking nightmare.
Oh, mate, and that's it. It's that when you tell people that they're shit for long enough, they'll go, right, I'll fucking show you how shit I am. I'm voting this guy in. And that's it.
Of course.
And all that is, that Brexit was a spiteful vote. Trump's a spiteful vote. All of these things, it's just a spiteful vote.
Yeah, I agree.
People going, fuck you. I'm just voting for this guy. Go fuck yourself.
I've had enough. I've had enough of like talking about like, just like me being ignored and like trans people getting it's bullshit, of course, but like there is this kind of there's this like the right wing thing, I think, comes from feeling pushed to the side, and that's just a feeling, because there's no way men are being pushed to the side.
No, not at all.
The pendulum hasn't swung that much.
No, it's just that we're being we are, but we're just the bullshit behaviour is being called out. It's now we're being asked to step up and go, right, you're gonna have to help us with this. We're not taking it anymore. You need to sort this shit out.
For sure.
We are. But that's we are doing it. That's why we have these conversations, man. That's why we're doing
the work,
it.
Aren't we?
We're the fucking good guys.
We're the fucking good guys.
We're the good guys.
Just me and you.
It's just
everyone
us
else
two at the minute. But
everyone else
is tiny acorns, mate.
Everyone else is a cunt at the moment, right?
Yeah. So when's the album out? When is your album out?
It came out last Friday.
Okay.
It came out 3 days ago. Whatever day, I don't know what day the day is, but it came out a few days ago. It's been really lovely putting it out. It's been really it's been received really well. And it's been a scary thing putting it out, and I feel really relieved, actually. I feel really like a weight. I didn't know I had I didn't know that it was like hanging over me.
Right.
And it's come out, and it feels like an actual weight's been lifted. I had a little my mates threw me a cute little launch party. Just
amazing.
just 10 of us. We they made a little bunting and that. It was like a kid's birthday party. Had a chocolate cake.
Oh,
it was
nice,
cute.
man.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
where is it available?
Yeah, it's everywhere. You can. I've only printed vinyl, so it's on all this. It's on all the streaming platforms, as you can imagine,
Okay.
Spotify and all the other ones. And there's vinyl available in my shop or in Resident in Brighton or in Rough
amazing.
Trade and stuff. Rough Trade have stock in it. Loads of shops are stocking it.
Yeah. I'll have to get on that. I love a bit of vinyl.
In fact, I've got a. I'll send you one, mate. I've got a in-store in Resident in Brighton on the 2nd of February.
Oh, fantastic!
I'll be playing in the shop with. I might even take the string quartet just to make it weird.
Yeah,
yeah.
I saw Alice Russell in there. Last person I saw in there. It's brilliant. Yeah,
Well, yeah, come along. I'll send you the details.
Oh, dude, I'd love to. If I'm about, that'd be brilliant, man.
Yeah. It's going to be great. Yeah, I'm doing a few in-stores. Looks like I might be going and doing some dates in March, Germany, and that's all being
cool.
Shored up now, and like some I'm having a lovely time, mate. I'm back in the saddle. Like, creativity is important stuff.
Well done. You found yourself again. That's a beautiful thing. So have you got a website and things like that, or is it on
alexanderwolfe.co.uk? Alexander Wolfgram on all the Wolf has got an E on the end. By the way, Alexander Wolfgram on Instagram. That's the one I use the most.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah,
this has been a lovely chat.
Hasn't
I've
it?
thoroughly enjoyed it, and I know when we meet up again, we're going to keep this going. This is. I know we've got a lot in common.
Yeah,
that has been Insane in the Membrane.